Yo, what's going on, guys? Boy, Predications, man. I am back with another NHL 21 video. Today's video, we have a NHL bracket challenge, man. The playoffs start today. Literally today in what 4 hours, 5 hours or so. So I'm excited for the playoffs, man. I've made this video 2 times because I don't know. Like, there's some picks. Like you guys already know, man. Making a bracket is tough, bro. It's very, very tough. Because you don't know who's going to win, man. And there's always those, like, upsets that you just didn't expect coming, which I think, those type of upsets are really weird. So, drop a like, subscribe. I want you guys to comment down below who do you want to see win the Stanley Cup and who do you think are going to win each round. So I want you guys to predict each first round. Then also I want to see you guys who you have winning the Stanley Cup. So drop a like, subscribe. Let's go right in this video. First up, we got the North Division, Toronto, Montreal. I can see this series going either two ways. I know a lot of people are saying the Leafs are going to lose, and I can see that. I just think the Leafs, man, I feel like this is the year where they really, like, they win the first round. You know what I mean? I think this is their year where they finally make it out the first round. I just don't see them losing the series. I actually won't be surprised if they do lose this. I just don't see it. I think they're going to win this series pretty quickly. I would say 5 to 6 games. I think Montreal could maybe steal a couple games here and there, but I feel like Toronto will end up winning this series. I just like their odds this year. The one thing I am definitely worried about the Maple Leafs is, can Jack Campbell continue to play well? I don't know. I haven't really been watching too many Maple Leaf games this year, so you have to tell me if Freddie's going to be back. But I still do like their odds, though. I like their offense. Their depth is good this year. Their defense is solid. So I like their odds better than Montreal. Montreal has been very inconsistent. They started off the year really well. They started off the year really well this year and then just haven't really picked it up. But, I got the Leafs winning that. Edmonton, Winnipeg. This is another series that I feel like a lot of people. Hellebuck, he's insane. I will not be surprised if Winnipeg wins this series, but I am leaning towards more Edmonton, and the reason is Connor McDavid. I just don't like betting against the best players in the league. Last year, I didn't like Edmonton's chances, to be honest. This year, I do. I feel like Mike Smith's been playing well. I think Mike Smith will continue to play well in the playoffs. I do like McDavid's chances, so I'm going to say Oilers. Games, I would say Toronto in 5. I think the Leafs will win that in 5. And for Edmonton, I say the Oilers will probably end up winning that in 6. I do see Winnipeg winning a couple games here and there. So I got Toronto in 5, Edmonton in 6. Now going down to the West Division, like I said, very tough division here. Colorado, St. Louis. Again, I'm neutral. I don't care who wins the Stanley Cup. I would like to see my picks end up being right, though, but I don't care who wins, except for St. Louis. I do not want the Blues to win. If you guys don't know, it's because I'm a Hawks fan. Yeah. This is tough. Colorado's very good, bro. They're stacked, but I have a feeling they're not going to win. I don't know what it is between the Avs this year. I just feel like they just don't get the job done. I picked them last year to win. It just, they didn't win. But I'm going to say the Avs would win this in probably, I'm going to say 5 games. I feel like they win in 5. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose just because, I don't know. This reminds me of Tampa Bay last year. I remember last year I said the same thing because, Tampa Bay got swept in 2019. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I want to say Tampa Bay's going to win, but they ended up winning the championship last year, so we'll see. Vegas, Minnesota, I see a lot of people picking the Wild just because the Wild, I think the Wild are like 12-2-1 all-time against Vegas. I'm going to say that does not matter in the playoffs. In a 7-game series, I don't think that really matters, but I wouldn't be. This is tough. I do want to pick some underdogs because I feel like I won't pick the top seeds. Vegas is expected to win, but I don't know, man. I don't see the Wild winning this series. I really don't. I'm gonna go with Vegas in 7. I think this goes so tough. I'm gonna say I might come back on this pick. I could see the Wild winning this in 7. That's a tough series right there. I wouldn't be shocked if they do win because I do like their team. They've been fun to watch. I don't know. I don't want to root against the Knights, man, because they have a good defensive core. They got Petrangelo on their team. They've always been a really good playoff team. The style of hockey they play in the playoffs. I feel like last year the reason why they lost last year is because they just ran out of gas. That Vancouver series really messed them up because they went 7 games against Vancouver when they reality should have went like 4 or 5. That series really slowed them down, and they ended up losing against Dallas. So, like I said. They do have 2 good goaltenders, but here's my thing about goaltending. I think it's when you have two goalies that can kind of mess you up because sometimes you don't know who to start. That's why I feel like having a solid number one is kind of the thing you want. You know, it's not bad having two goalies. I would prefer just to have a solid number one I can count on instead of having two good goalies because sometimes there's going to be nights where Robin Leonard is going to have a bad night and then, do you go back to Flirt? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to come back to the series, though. I got to think about that a little bit more. Pittsburgh, New York. Another very interesting series. Islanders swept the Penguins in 7 games. Do I see that happening again? Maybe. New York always ends up picking it up in the playoffs. They're like one of those teams where they do better in the playoffs. They play like that playoff hockey where like they play defensive style hockey, which usually ends up winning games. Malkin, is he going to be 100% healthy? Jeff Carter has been playing tremendous. Can he carry that over in the playoffs? Obviously, Crosby's going to do Crosby things. Very interesting series right here. I think this series goes 7 games again. I just see this series going 7. I'm really leaning towards the Penguins. To be honest with you, I don't know what it is. I'm leaning towards the Pittsburgh Penguins. I could definitely see the Islanders winning this series, though. But I'm going to go with the Penguins. Washington, Boston. Again, this is another series. Very, very close series right here. Washington, Boston. I could see either team winning this. It's literally a coin flip, heads or tails. Like, Washington obviously, they got Ovechkin. I mean, if Pittsburgh does win, I would like to see Ovi versus Crosby because I think that'd be a pretty nice storyline. You got McDavid, Matthews, Ovi, Crosby on this side of the bracket. I think it'd be pretty cool. But I mean, Anthony Matthews, can he really pick it up? Obviously, you got Taylor Hall. I do like Boston a little bit more. I don't know what it is. I feel like the Bruins just play that playoff hockey. Same thing with the Islanders. Plus, I do want to pick a underdog on the bracket. I'm really leaning towards the Washington Capitals, though. I don't know what it is. I feel like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm gonna end up going with the Bruins, though. I think Boston in 7 and Pittsburgh in 7. I feel like both these series go the length of the way. Both of these series go 7 games. Carolina. This is easy for me. I got the Hurricanes in 4 or 5. I think Nashville's been interesting, but I just feel like Carolina's just better. Better defensive team. Way better defensive team. In my eyes, I think they're just a better defensive team than Nashville. So I think I got them that. Tampa Bay, Florida, very, very difficult right here. Same thing, Battle of Florida. Florida has been killing it. I would love to see Florida win. Usually, defending team always ends up losing in the first round. That's usually the case. A team wins the championship next year, they lose in the first round. But Kucherov is back, Stamkos is back this year, but how well they're conditioned. Just because players come back in the playoffs doesn't mean they're gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see the Panthers taking this series, man. I'm not gonna lie. I can see the Panthers stealing this series and winning. I think this is another series that goes 6-7 games. Like the other series, I feel like this goes 6-7 games, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta give the respect to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I like Vasilevsky a bit more than I like the Florida Panther goaltenders, either Spencer Knight or Bobrovsky. I think Bobrovsky's gonna start game 1. That's what Quenneville said. Bennett guys are gonna be back. I just feel like Ekblad's a huge loss for them as well. I'm gonna lean towards Tampa Bay again. I'm gonna go 7 for Tampa Bay, and I'm gonna go 5. I mean, you know what? I want to do a sweep. I'm gonna go 4 games for Carolina. So that's kind of what I pick here. Now back to this series, I can see Minnesota winning. I think I'm gonna end up going with the Vegas Knights in 7, though. I feel like they will, and I think Minnesota definitely will steal a couple games, maybe like get a nice series lead, but I would expect the Knights to close out that series. So now here's the other predictions. Like I said, Carolina, Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go with the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm gonna go with the nice little pick. I think the Hurricanes, I believe in them this year. I really do. I feel like they're gonna end up being Tampa Bay, because I think this series is gonna really affect Tampa Bay. I got Hurricanes winning this in 6. Pittsburgh, Boston. I'm gonna end up picking the Boston Bruins in 6 to 7 games. I feel like the Bruins end up beating the Pittsburgh Penguins. I just like the Boston's chances. They're physical. I think Taylor Hall is gonna have a good playoff run. I'm really hoping he does. I'm rooting for Taylor Hall this playoff run. Hopefully he has a good playoff run, which would be pretty interesting. Vegas, Colorado. I'm going with the Colorado Avalanche. 6 games. I think the Avalanche are a different team, but again, I would not be shocked if they end up losing again. But I'm really hoping the Avs shock everyone and win this year. Edmonton, Toronto. Like I said, very tough series right here. Both very offensive teams. Toronto has done a good job of shutting down McDavid. They had those stretch of the games earlier in the season where they did shut down Connor, but McDavid's just been so good this year, and I think Mike Smith's been doing good. It really just depends on which team's hot, which goaltender is hot. I feel like this is gonna come down to goaltending, and it's hard for me to predict this series now because I don't know what's gonna happen in the first round because you never know. But it's very very tough right here. Very tough. I'm gonna go with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm gonna go with the Edmonton Oilers. I feel like the Oilers are gonna end up winning that series. So I'm gonna go with Edmonton. So this is the Stanley Cup final right here. Interesting pick. I'm gonna pick the Avs in 6 over Edmonton. That would be a nice matchup. McDavid versus McKinnon. Carolina Boston. The funny part is last year my Stanley Cup Finals. I think last year my finals. I gotta check my bracket again. You know what? I'm gonna check my bracket real quick. But I think last year it was either Colorado versus either Philadelphia or Boston. I forget. But I think I did have Boston making to the finals last year. Do I do it again? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna go Carolina just because I just want to pick Hurricanes. It's kind of like their run, and you know what? I'll pick the Avs to win again. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I picked. I feel like they're gonna get it done. I'm gonna say 56. Not 56. I feel like 54, 55 goals. This is my playoff bracket. I know this is probably gonna end up being wrong. That's just what I think, bro. Again, like I said, don't hate on me, bro. This is probably gonna end up being all wrong. But anyways, I'm gonna submit my bracket. And yeah, drop a like, subscribe, guys. Catch you on my next video. Peace.